Schools are losing money because the people responsible for collecting outstanding school fees are buried under a pile of tasks that have nothing to do with collecting of outstanding school fees. If management is not satisfied with your performance, or if you simply do not have enough time to do everything that is expected of you, let me help you identify the tasks and challenges that carry little to none collection value, so we can remove them or improve them. Number 1 is the different options provided to parents for payment of school and other fees. It takes a lot of time to calculate and manage these different payment options. The solution, and I know this is not an easy one, is to get management involved and walk them through the challenges you face when tracking and managing accounts with multiple payment variations. Ask management to consider simpler payment options in 2027. Introduce a basic billing model. Bill only per month or per year. No split between grades or other fancy add-ons. Parents can rather negotiate a payment plan that is then managed by our arrangement workflow. I've seen schools do this with great success. Number 2 is an inconsistency in transaction descriptions. When school and other fees are billed using different financial descriptions from month to month, managing credits and debits become far more difficult than it needs to be. The solution? The descriptions your financial department uses when invoicing parents or when correcting invoicing errors must be consistent throughout the year. This consistency is not a minor preference. It is what allows any system, including Jumping Fox software, to correctly identify transactions and calculate the workflow balance on an account. Challenge number 3 is managing accounts outside the agreed collection strategy. This means applying different collection rules to different accounts and not adhering to the terms and conditions that were agreed to with parents. When you agree to different terms with individual parents outside of your standard collection process, that account immediately steps outside your workflow. You cannot automate it. You cannot include it in your standard follow-up process. The rules are different, so the system cannot manage it the same way. That account now sits on your desk, requiring manual monitoring, manual follow-up, and manual tracking. Multiply that across 10, 20, or 30 accounts, and a significant portion of your time is consumed by exceptions rather than by core collection processes. The solution is not to turn struggling parents away. If a parent genuinely cannot meet agreed terms, a structured payment arrangement is the better route. Load the arrangement on the system. Let the arrangement workflow monitor payments, and the account stays inside your collection process without adding to your manual workload. Number 4, and this is something I see every day, is when debtor management teams become emotionally involved in parents' financial situations. The solution? Work on facts and not on emotions. We understand that you are not working with anonymous account numbers. You are working with people you see at school events, parents whose children you know by name, and families you have built a relationship with over many years. That connection is real, and the instinct to help is not wrong. But emotional involvement carries risk, and those risks need to be clearly understood. This creates legal risk, inconsistency in the collection process, and financial risk for the school. And parents talk, which means distrust in the collection department that spreads further and faster than most teams realize. Schools need clear protocols for handling hardship cases. If a parent genuinely cannot pay, the correct response is to guide them through the formal processes, whether it is a payment arrangement, an exemption application, or unfortunately, legal handover. Number 5 is analyzing the age analysis to determine the best next step in the collection process. One of the most common mistakes debtor management teams make, and one that management is guilty of, is using the age analysis as the primary indicator of account risk. The age of a debt and the risk level of an account are not the same thing, and treating them as if they are the same leads to poor prioritization and wasted time. The solution is to use collection reports rather than purely financial reports to help manage high-risk accounts. Number 6 is the time debtor management teams spent trying to get finance and admission departments aligned and working towards the same goal. Billing is either incorrect or not done on time, bank reconciliations are not completed to run workflow, or the admissions team has not provided the correct documentation and parent information. Any one of these issues is enough to bring the collection process to a standstill. These are not new problems, and they are not unique to your school. The solution is to get the right experts involved. We began delivering dedicated training for admissions teams, and the response has been very positive. We plan to do the same for the financial departments. And finally, for public schools. Managing exemptions is not debtor management. They are two different functions. Both require time, attention, and a structured process. They operate according to different rules, different timelines, and different workflows. The solution? Separate the exemption and debtor management roles. The time required to manage exemptions correctly is not shrinking. It is expanding, and it is expanding directly at the expense of focused debtor management work. So, if you need help getting management involved or training of your admission and financial teams, we are here to assist. We want you to enjoy your work, and we want you to be successful at it.